The Masnavi by Rumi. Audiobook summary and review by StoryShots. Pain is not evidence you are broken. It is evidence you are being rebuilt. Introduction. Most spiritual texts promise you peace. The Masnavi promises you the opposite first, the agony of transformation. Written in 13th century Persia by Rumi, this epic poem uses parables and shockingly dark stories to strip away every comfortable illusion you hold about yourself. Rumi does not teach through explanation. He teaches through rupture. Your pain is not punishment. You have been conditioned to see suffering as a problem to solve. The text reframes it. Pain is not evidence that you are broken. It is evidence that you are being rebuilt. A man prays desperately for his suffering to end. God responds by explaining that the prayer itself is proof of divine presence. If you were truly abandoned, you would not be crying out. Your wound is not a flaw, it is the design. When you lose someone or face a darkness you cannot name, your first instinct is to resist. The wound is where the light enters, but only if you stop fighting the break. You are probably running from something right now. A grief you have not processed. A fear you keep medicating with distraction. The wound is the place where the light enters you. But knowing pain has purpose is not the same as knowing how to transform it. Seek the company of the burned. Spiritual growth requires a guide who has survived what you are entering. The poem calls this person the burning one, someone whose ego has already been incinerated, someone who can sit with your collapse without trying to fix it. You cannot think your way into transformation. You need proximity to someone who embodies it. The right conversation at the right time changes the trajectory of your life. You need a human mirror who reflects back what you are too terrified to see in yourself. Set your life on fire. Seek those who fan your flames. The question is not whether you need a guide. The question is whether you are brave enough to let them burn away what you are clinging to. Die before you die. Willingly let go of the identity you have spent your entire life defending. Not physical death. Ego death. The death of the story you tell yourself about who you are, what you deserve, and what your life should look like. Most people spend their entire existence protecting a self that does not exist. The instruction is to kill it now, so you can discover what remains. Every time you cling to being right, you are choosing your ego over your evolution. Every time you refuse to admit you were wrong, you are choosing your story over your freedom. The self you are defending so aggressively is the prison you are trying to escape. You have to keep breaking your heart until it opens. If this changed how you think about transformation, someone in your life probably needs to hear it too. Final summary. This summary of the Masnavi by Rumi threads together the purpose of pain, the necessity of guidance, and the courage to let your identity die before your body does. But the poem is not just philosophy. It is a handbook for what happens after the breakdown. What we did not cover, the stories of the mystic who fakes madness to escape ego, the parables about greed that reveal how you sabotage your own joy, and the precise instructions for moving from intellectual understanding to embodied transformation. If you are someone who has read every self-help book but still feels stuck, the text explains why knowledge without surrender is just another form of resistance. We are putting together the full summary of the Masnavi right now, with a visual infographic and animated video. Follow the book in the StoryShots app to get it the moment it is ready.